What up with you guys? This is Seymour Ellis 6. We're gonna hop into NF interview. This is 4. We should be finishing it up today. We should be definitely finishing this up. You guys new, like and subscribe, hit that notification. Hit that notification button. Heartburn. Hit that button. And if you guys already been here, I appreciate you guys, man. You guys support me for the beginning. I appreciate you guys. You guys are super awesome. You guys keep me up and shooting these videos out for you guys. And I'm gonna hop in NF interview, 4th one. Hopefully this is the last one. We're definitely gonna check out some more, find some more of his videos and stuff. Try to find some long videos as well, so we can keep this NF train interview thing going. But yeah, let's hop in this. NF, let's go.
Sound down
there. See, that's the thing. It's very cinematic and it's produced so well.
He's such an incredible piano player, and he has you'd probably be amazed. I mean, I don't know if you're interested in that stuff, but if you actually sat in the studio with him, all the libraries he has of just horror film libraries and he does TV and film stuff.
So it's like scoring.
Yes, it's basically scoring, but from the beginning, him and I were kind of like, hey, let's even before he was really successful in scoring, he was just such an amazing piano player. And nowadays you can buy these string libraries and things. We have some real strings on the record, but also he's got these libraries that are just The Search. That's one of my favorite songs we've ever done. And the track.
In fact, when you say that, let me ask you this: why is the first track on The Search called The Search and not Intro 4? Is it the next step, the evolution?
Yeah, I think it's the next step. I think.
Yeah, heard.
Sometimes I think 3 is the. I don't know.
Well, I'm telling y'all, y'all better hear it. Y'all put me on a damn Search. That song go hard.
I think 3 was just it for me, so it was interesting coming into this record. And I said after I did Intro 3, I was I'll probably always do a song that's an introduction, unless I'm doing a mixtape or something, or that type of style. Yeah, but I'll probably always do a song that's kind of an introduction to where I am, just because.
I did all the 3 introductions. I did all his intro and his outro. I think it was 4 or 3 intro and his outro on my videos. You guys can check that one out too, somewhere in my videos. You can check that one out. Pretty dope. I did some pretty cool videos on that one. I almost burnt my hand off on one, on a second. Intros 2, almost burned my whole hand. You guys can check that one out. I let it on fire because I didn't have no lighters. Okay, I didn't have no lighters at the time. I had a lighter. Yes, I had a lighter. The sun was so fire. The small lighter that I had was not hot enough, so I wanted to give him more respect. So I put some hand sanitizer on my hand. I flipped it, lighted the mug up, and it got too hot. And that's how hot this song was. That's how hot it was, man. But everything was okay. I'm good. No, I'm just saying, it was dope. It was dope and painful.
That's kind of what my records have been. The interesting thing to me is, I was thinking about this for this album, because my albums have always been kind of concept albums, but in the beginning, I don't even think I was thinking about that much. It's just always kind of comes together because I'm rapping about my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So at the end, I'm always even for The Search, I was man, I wonder what I'll call this record. And usually I start writing songs, and then it just sort of comes to me. I'll be wonder if I did this for a cover. I wonder about this. Oh, this is actually happening in my life, but this is a very unique and interesting metaphor for this. The song Nate, for example. That's where I'm rapping to the younger version of me. That was inspired from checking myself into therapy after I got off the Perception tour, because I was so mentally in a bad place. And there, they had this interesting exercise where you're supposed to talk to the younger version of yourself.
Really?
Yeah, you literally sit in a room and there's a chair across from you, and you're
which is what the cover for Therapy was, right?
Well, that's for therapy, but this was on The Search.
But I mean, the whole idea of the sat opposite yourself.
Yeah, but at that time in my life, during therapy session, I would have never done that. I would have never gone to therapy, like an actual therapist, and had a conversation. Made you go? Because I was having a mental breakdown. Like, I was questioning my life. I was questioning everything. I ended up getting diagnosed with OCD. I didn't know what that even was. I thought it was just like always, like you're always washing your hands all the time, or you have to like tap something 10 times before. And that is OCD, but I'm just saying there's different forms of OCD. So I
have a mild form, actually.
Really?
Yeah, so I'm very similar.
Yeah.
Mine's...
Oh, man, I got OCD. Man, I have OCD like crazy. If you guys have OCD, let me know what your OCD is. Mine's is like if I'm cleaning up, right, I have to, and I'm vacuuming and right there, and if I miss anything, if it's like anything's off the floor or whatever, or I'm sweeping it, no matter, I have to pick every little piece up. I get up, scan the whole room, make sure every little pieces up that the vacuum did not catch or the broom didn't get. I will literally pick everything up. Like, I don't know why, and I just, man, that's my OCD right there.
The labels need to be facing forward. Yeah. I need to tap my Coke can 3 times before I drink it. It's all those kind of
and
things.
I have the washing hand thing. There are certain, like, sometimes if I wipe my nose, like I just did, I might obsess about, like, wait, I have to wash my hands before I can do anything. If I don't, like, I'm worried about anyone touching what I've touched since I did that. You know, I'll have to.
Are you like that in a bathroom? Like, if you go to a public bathroom and somebody didn't wash their hands and they went out before you, do you do the whole, I'm trying to open the door with my feet, or you get some tissue and... Because it's disgusting,
I've started doing that. I've started doing that. The funny thing about OCD, and I'm seeing an OCD therapist, and that's the best thing that I ever did. It jumps from different things. Mm-hmm. Like, it's usually not just one thing. Like, my thing is like clothing. If I wear like different clothes sometimes, I can get like anxiety about it. Like, when I was on tour, if I didn't wear the same socks or the same color socks that I wore when I had a good show, I would feel really on edge, and I would convince myself like something bad was going to happen during my performance, or like I was going to mess up, basically. Like the performance was going to be messed up because of the socks that I was wearing. And I know some, like, if you don't experience it, it's hard to understand. And some people would be like, oh yeah, I mean, people go to baseball games and they're like, if I don't wear my lucky hat, they're going to lose. But it's more controlling than that. It's more like I can't function.
I understand.
If I don't do it. You know what I mean?
Okay, so let me ask you something else about... So, first of all, when did you find God? Because, obviously, people talk about the fact that you're a Christian rapper, and obviously you do very well on Christian charts. Were you born into it through family, or did you find it later on in life?
I was born into it. I grew up in church. My grandpa was a pastor. But honestly, man, I feel like for the longest time, I've been like I don't really, like, talk to God that much. Just over the past couple years, I probably realized it even more.
But do you have to?
Well, I think nobody has to do anything.
But I mean, if you believe, surely He listens to you whenever you need Him.
I believe there's a God 100%. I think a lot of people do. There's a lot of artists and a lot of people that talk about God in their music all the time. The way that I feel about myself, or I don't know, the way I thought about God.
I didn't know he's a Christian. I didn't know he was a Christian rapper. Well, it kind of makes sense because he don't cuss in none of his songs. That makes sense, though. But yeah, sometimes you're doing so much. Well, his lifestyle, you're doing so much, and sometimes it just go further and further away by praying to God or whatever. You start, you used to do it, then it started getting moving away and stuff. So, man, me too. I'm blamed for myself because I haven't prayed in a long time. But I need to start. Definitely start how this world is right now. Definitely need to start.
Growing up.
Oh, sure.
Kind of. I don't blame the dependence on God. I think I just myself sometimes I just don't do it. You know,
Right.
I just don't talk to God. And if you believe there's a God, I don't know why it would be weird, or why I wouldn't. Sometimes, like in the most desperate times in my life, I think sometimes I go to God, and then I kind of feel guilty about it. You know, because I'm like, why do I only do it when I feel this way?
Yeah.
You know.
So
it's such an interesting thing. I remember when I was young, and I don't know if you believe in God or whatever, but when I was young, because I was brought up in church, I actually went through a stage in my life where I was like, I don't even know if God's real.
you rebel. So that's what I was about to say. I'm a
Yeah.
very spiritual person,
Yeah.
but I was raised in the church and was forced to go to Sunday school. I
Yeah.
think.
Sorry for keep on pausing, but I have a quick story. I was in that same place with NF was, right? And I didn't think God was real at all. I said the Bible's fake. I mean, the Bible just somebody wrote that Bible. God's not real. I said, yeah, my friend was saying, hey man, you should read this. I said, no, God's not real, man. Whatever. Then I was asleep. I don't know what it was. I was asleep one day, and something that I was asleep. I am real. It's like, it was like loud, and I heard like it was like I'm real, like it was like I am real, and like I woke up like, what the heck was that? It was like perfectly like somebody's talking to you. I am real, and I'm like dang, and that like jumped me up like. You know, that's kind of scared me in a way because it was like I was unexpected, like what the heck, and it woke me out of my sleep. Then another story. I was asleep and it felt like something was holding me down. Right, something was like holding me down. I couldn't like move or anything like that. But I opened my eyes. It was like these. I could see through these hands. Right, I could see through these hands, but I could see my girlfriend, and I could see her in the bathroom. And I was trying to call her name, and I couldn't call her name. I was like, then something in the back of my head say this over and over. God, something. It said something I couldn't repeat. I couldn't remember. It was so long ago. It said, say this, repeat this, repeat this, repeat this. I repeated it, and I got released. I said, and I told my girl, I said, hey, did you see me? I was trying to call you. She said, no, I didn't hear you. I was like, oh man, that was another moment. Man, it was crazy. If you guys got any crazy experience like that, or man, let me know down in the comments.
And I rebelled.
Yeah.
I'm sharing that with you because I figure we family, you know.
But then I realized that God, or whatever you choose to believe, is actually in you. So you choose to, praise whatever you want, believe in what you want, feel how you want to feel.
I think it's very confusing, and I also was just like very judgmental from it. Like I became like, just, not to go into it too much, but I was just a very judgmental person. Mm-hmm. And I think that kind of made me, even of myself, kind of like, what's wrong? Like, why do I think this, or why is this way? And like I was saying, I didn't believe. I went through a stage where I was like, well, I don't even know if God's real. Mm-hmm. Which I think is normal. I think if you really sit down, like I think I said earlier, I'm a deep thinker, which sometimes gets me in trouble.
When you're alone with your thoughts.
Yeah, like sometimes it gets me in trouble, and this is just one area, but sometimes I'll sit around, man, and I'll just think about, well, what is the earth, and how did this get here, and how did, that's the way I think. I think in detail about things. I don't know. I think it's very interesting if you really sit down and you really think about life, and you think about how long you live and where you go after you die, or wonder, I think a lot of us feel we have the answer, but sometimes I don't know if I really know. What is the answer exactly? I think I know there's a God,
Well, I mean, the reason why I asked is because, obviously, being that you're touted as a Christian rapper, I always wondered if there was a conflict for you, being that Eminem is your favorite MC. That growing up, did you ever feel guilty listening to what he was spitting and some of the, shall we say, ungodly things that he was saying? Did it ever play on you?
Well, I don't picture myself as a Christian rapper.
I've read that about you.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to ask.
That's what everyone likes to write. Yeah, that's what everyone likes to write.
Okay. Never mind.
Yes, came up in a Christian home, Christian industry, and I just decided that just wasn't for me for several reasons. I don't have to think the same way someone does to realize that they're a talented person, or be inspired by something. And I think I've grown up my whole life feeling like you need to think like me, or you know what I mean,
Right.
or if you don't think like me, we can't get along. You know, I'm married now, and I've come to a place in my life where it's like we don't have to agree on everything. But I didn't used to think that. I thought you had to believe everything I believe.
Right.
You have to think everything that I think.
No compromise.
Yes, and if you don't, and I'm terrible at compromising on anything. I'm terrible at it, man. I'm like, if you're like, hey, can we do this to do this? And I'm kind of like, well, I was going to do this. You know.
I'm going to ask your team afterwards how hard it is to do
Ask them. No, but seriously, it's like, I can admit I'm terrible at compromising. On time, I kind of, one of my songs that's out, I talk about my relationship, and I'm not an easy person to be in a relationship. I'm a workaholic. My OCD issues cause issues in my relationship, you know, but I still have my wife, and, you know, she loves me and I love her. And just, I'm saying all that to say, I think because of the way I was brought up, I kind of became a judgmental person because I felt like everyone has to think like me. And that's just a terrible way to live because that's impossible. And everyone's not going to think like you. But that's okay. I think realizing that that's okay, and I think that's what a lot of people struggle with nowadays, is we think we all have to think the same. And it's just not possible. Like, if you were just sitting right here and you're like, well, I don't believe there's a God. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
You know, we can have a conversation about it.
We can have an adult conversation.
Yeah, it's like, you know, you don't have to believe what I believe. I don't have to believe what you believe. But
we can still be cool.
It's great when you can have conversations, and I think people have started getting away from that now. And it's like, not even just about God.
About anything.
I mean, this is the most I talked about God in any interview. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many things.
Well, to be honest, we could keep going on and on and on.
Oh my gosh!
But you know what? Your team is signaling. They're like, yo, we need to. I appreciate you coming in and flying over to the UK to come see us here at NME. And my guy,
man. Thank you,
Nate. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Oh man, that was dope, man. We got through it. Nah, man. Sorry that I talk a lot during it, but man, you know, sometimes when I hear him talk and I relate to some of the stuff he's saying, and I share it to you guys. But yeah, man, that was pretty dope, man. I'm definitely gonna find some more interviews to check out. And that we finished this one, episode 4, and I hope you guys enjoy it. If you guys like it, thumbs up. Hit the notification bell so you guys can check out some more stuff when it comes out. Subscribe, and yeah, man. I'm gonna go buy me a coffee. The link in the down description. Go follow that, and I don't know. I'll see you guys in the next one, man.